I had lost my grandmother. My grandmother was like, I hate crying, dog.
You
I
good,
do
bro?
this shit all the time. I can't help it. Nobody cared. When I got back to season, nobody cared. Like, how many threes you made this season? How many? What's your shooting percentage? Like, I had coaches who really didn't, an organization who did not care about it. Made it seem like it was just like, everybody goes through something.
Yeah.
And then when my play isn't to that level of expertise, you don't check in, nothing. It's just like, he's a problem. He's out all the time. He's drinking. He's smoking. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's like, bro, you don't see, you don't want to intervene and try to help.
Yeah.
You write terrible articles. You put out bad reps to the damn near the league. Like, at no point do you want to say like, yo, man, you want to talk? Anything going on? Like, can I help you? Can I get you help? Like, none of that. None of that. Just kill your character completely.
Damn.
Some of us came from close out academy. Some people are stand up and rise. Some people are sit and cry.
Shout out to JR. Shout out to the Pivot Podcast. Are athletes coddled or exploited? I'm gonna say both. Using part of what he said, I'm gonna say, like, because my grandmother's my best friends. So when they died, it messed me up. So I get it. But I also get my job didn't care. You get what I'm saying? My job didn't give a damn about that. Go to the funeral, whatever, and then come back and get to work. Nobody cares. That's the kind of general thing, right? Um, but with athletes, I can say is different because athletes are professional athletes. No, not even college. They're expected to miss the funeral. Like if somebody dies and there's a funeral and the season's going on, you can catch them at the next funeral. It's kind of like that mentality, right? Or you know what, they will want you to play because and God's gonna be there and they're gonna be there with you. It's that. Like they don't care. Um, Same thing. Like if you have a child, it's the same. It's the same premise. But I will say this from what I've seen with professional athletes, when y'all go downhill, y'all are coddled. It depends on how good you are. If you're good, you're coddled. And you're exploited because people go, well, since you got this opportunity, because a lot of times it looks like this. You're a professional athlete because you're lucky. You have the size, the speed, the athletic ability. It's not like you worked on it, but you did work on it. But people act like when athletes work, it's not really work, right? When athletes sacrifice, it's not really sacrifice. And it's like, okay, it just pays off bigger. That's all. That's what that is. It pays off bigger. So if you're going downhill, if you're being self-destructive, if you're depressed, um, people are just, as long as you show up for the game, they're not going to really care. But if you don't show up for the game, you're going to be plastered all over the place like a loser. And that's the interesting thing. Now, this is where it gets interesting to me. You can be a professional athlete and wilding out, and they just go, you're good. As long as you do your job, we don't care. They'll do that. But then, if you're wilding out and you're not performing, they're definitely going to put you on blast. I'm repeating that for a reason. But if you work for the team, if you're a coach or a president, or you know what I'm saying, general manager or something like that, and you wilding out, nobody's going to say much. It's not going to show up on TV. If you're a reporter and you wilding out in your life, they're not going to say much. If you're a TV analyst and you talk and somebody else is wilding out and that's the new story and you going with the story and you're talking about it as the game is going on and at the same time you wilding out, nobody cares. So that's where the exploitation comes from because the public might not know that the players' actions are not too much different than some of these coaches, GMs, owners, like I said, journalists, TV analysts. They might have the same pretty much behavior. But that's where the exploitation comes from is everybody knows your business, but the people that's telling your business, some of those people doing the same thing you doing. Same thing. But that's a part of this concept. Now, I got to go back to something though. There were a lot of athletes who got in a lot of situations that a normal person can't get out of. Okay? Normal people can't get out of those situations, but because you're an athlete, we're gonna let it, let's just let that slide. So sometimes I've seen where you've been accustomed to getting away with stuff, and then when life hits you with stuff you can't get away with or run from, you fold. And now you want people to be there for you and support you, and it's like, yo, we're not doing this. I was watching an Andre Ward interview with Errol Spence, and Errol Spence said something that was so real. He was like, because he said he had got back with God after like the Crawford fight, but it wasn't, because prior to that, and even during that process before the fight, and even after the fight, he was like, God tried to show me signs and put up stop signs and put up moments for me to chill out and slow down. He said, but I was running them stop signs. And there are a lot of people who you would say in a privileged position, whether, athlete, entertainer, just rich person in general, who, because of their status, they ignore a lot of the signs to chill out. And because of that, they do the most. And because they've done so much, the general public is not feeling sorry for you. If you got an alcohol problem, if you got a drug problem, it's like, yo, how many times does a person making millions of dollars get a second chance and a third chance and a fourth chance and a fifth chance and a sixth chance? Because in the real world, you don't get that. You're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get, oh well, hey man, he's averaging 20, so let it slide. Hey man, he's getting 1,000 yards, let it slide. He's an all pro, blah blah blah. He's an all-star, let it slide. It's like, okay. And that's why sometimes they say when people retire, they have an adjustment period because sometimes cats aren't prepared for real life. And the shit you was doing that the team covered up, you can't do that. You get what I'm saying? Without backlash. And I say that now you're gonna get sued. You got sued sometimes generally, but there's no fixer to put it away. And when they say you need somebody to talk to, as he said, man, nobody checked on me. People don't check on adults. People are assuming that, and I hate to say it this way, a lot of professional athletes got a lot of free time. So if you need some therapy, they expect you to go get it yourself. They expect you to, you got the money, you got the resources for it, you got the time for it, go handle it. And sometimes stuff is going on during the year, and that's so true. And now you got to do your job and deal with all the other stuff. And it's like, it looks like people are coddling you to exploit you. Let me just get you good enough to do this. And then when you can't do that no more, we're going to get rid of you. But here's the thing that I got to say about athletes that is weird. Y'all, you know you expendable. That's where a lot of the pressure comes from. You know you expendable. And that concept of, oh, but I, y'all should care about me. People should, but they don't. And they're not going to care about you outside of your occupation. People care about the currency. People care about the money something makes. People care about the attention something gives people, but they don't necessarily care about the people. And I think sometimes athletes are coddled in that way because you're already getting the attention and the adoration and the status and people loving on you because of that. The other people aren't. So you got to understand some of these people are jealous, period. And the exploitation comes in where sometimes people want you to pay them for them coddling you. So now you got to play for your family and your friends and your you know and whatever else and the people that you're involving yourself with because if you don't perform, they don't eat off of you. So in that way you exploit it. But either way, I hate to say this, nobody cares about you. So you gotta take that out of the equation. At the end of the day, they're not going to care about you at all. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Tell me what you think. Catch you on the next one. Peace.